was getting at the point in my trip where I was almost to one of my homes, El Salvador. I have Mexican and Salvadorian descent in me. So I have family in Puebla and El Salvador. And I was this close to meeting El Salvador. You know, I was this close to finally saying hello to my roots. And what was so special about this portion of my trip was that I was going to meet somebody very special in my life. I was going to meet somebody that I hadn't met ever before. And this is my little brother, Sergio. Sergio's in El Salvador. And during my trip, I was so fortunate to stop by El Salvador and say hello to my family for the first time. And I was able to meet my little brother, Sergio. And it was a really interesting experience to meet a brother that you've never met before. It was a really interesting experience to analyze this little kid, 18 years old, Sergio. It was really interesting to analyze his movements, the way he spoke, the way that he listened to you. And it reminded me so much of my father. And I was like, man, you haven't seen your father since our father, since my father came into this country. And just to be able to share a couple of minutes of my life, a couple of minutes of my time with this young man, this little kid that reflected my father was just an amazing experience, And I saw him and I didn't know what to say to him. I didn't know whether I should give him a hug, Is he old enough to give a hug, or is he too young? Should I shake his hand? Should I, But there was this unspoken love between me and my little brother that was so beautiful. It was so wonderful, and there was something really iconic about my little brother, because my little brother represents so many little brothers in this country. My little brother represents my little brother represents this innocent joy that so many Latin American countries have. And it represents so many broken families of immigrants in this country. But, I had an amazing time with my brother. I had an amazing time exploring El Salvador. I had an amazing time getting to know my family. But it was really hurtful when I had to say goodbye to him, because you don't really know what to say to a child that isn't as fortunate as you, to a child that would sacrifice everything that he has to be where you are, to share an experience with a family. And I didn't know what to say to him. I didn't know if I should give him a hug, give him my email address, give him a phone number. And then my little brother, he comes up to me and he says, Saul, don't worry about anything, bro, because one day we'll all be having dinner together. And it's really unfortunate that so many families in this country have to deal with this type of pain, this hidden pain, this invisible pain that so many families don't speak about, and so many media sources don't cover. It's really unfortunate to think of immigration, not to think of these types of situations.